So yeah, in other news of make it make sense, nobody gets it. How does this work? What the fuck's going on?
Hmm.
Uh, so
Why?
so I want to preface it a little differently because I've been seeing a lot of news coverage of it, prefacing it by saying Black Panther director Ryan Coogler. But I want to remind people he also directed Fruitville Station.
Three.
Nation.
So Fruitville Station director and writer Ryan Coogler was in Atlanta filming Black Panther 2, obviously, and went to the bank to make a withdrawal. Um, Now, this is where people get a little like, oh, he wrote a note on the slip telling the bank teller that, I want to withdraw $12,000 from my account, but I want
Right.
to keep it incognito. So just please count the money
Right.
on the side. He wrote that, made it clear. When I first heard the story and see where it went to, I thought maybe the bank teller didn't read the note. Maybe she just saw a note and just wilded out. But then we find out, no, she read the note. Not only did she read the note, she proceeded to process the withdrawal from his account. He swipes his card, puts his information in, and she's continuing the process. Everything's all good. Yeah, don't worry about it, Mr. Cooper. We got you. And then an alert comes up on the account. Oh, it's over $10,000. Please get manager. So she goes to get the manager. He's like, is everything all right? She's like, yeah, no, don't worry about it, Mr. Cooper. We're going to take care of you. Don't worry about it. She goes to get the manager. The manager's informed. Yeah, he want to take out this, whatever's on the note. He's being informed of that. Cool. Manager comes over. Ryan again asks, everything all right? Like, yeah, no, we good, Mr. Cooper. So he's waiting to get this handled, and as he's waiting,
Hey, sir.
Hey, man.
Do me a favor, man. Come this way.
What's
Put
going
your hand
on?
behind your back.
The chain's not on my back. You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Is there any reason y'all doing this, bro?
Give me 1 second. Hold on. Is that him with the green flag?
No, sir. Hey,
204, one other thing.
fellas, I really shouldn't do it. I mean,
What's going on, my man?
trying to put money on my own life.
You said what?
Trying
Yeah,
to
what's
put-
up? This your phone?
It is, sir.
they're in fear of being robbed. The bank is being robbed from a gentleman who
From a guy who swiped his card.
swiped the card from his,
Yeah,
made a
right,
withdrawal from
yeah.
his account, had his ID
said-
on him, clipped visible.
I'm gonna steal my money from y'all.
I'm gonna steal my money, right? So, before we go in on this on the situation, luckily we got someone here. We've all worked in retail, we've all worked in customer service stuff, but we specifically got someone that works at a bank, not just works at a bank, is a manager at a bank. So we got some experience here. We can really
I
get
used to be a
somebody
teller.
to talk to it. You know what I'm saying?
I used to be a teller at a bank.
Oh, see, so we
Okay.
got some experience here.
Not talking about you, Nathan. Shut up.
So Lewis, obviously you don't work at, and it was Bank of America, by the way, so we're gonna put that out there. Bank of America is where this situation happened
Right.
at. So anybody that bank there, I'll leave it to you to figure out what you want to do with it. But Lewis, you do not work at Bank of America. However, these situations are still very similar. It's still the same field industry. Y'all got the buttons and things for situations. Y'all got protocols and reasoning. So, from what I've been hearing, and even if you've seen the video, the police was saying, the fault of his was the note. So, Lewis, I want to ask you, do you guys discuss notes being passed to the tellers and things like that? Is that
Yeah,
something y'all discuss?
obviously. I mean, you discussed that, right? Safety and security. Someone passes your note, telling you put all the money in the bag.
Yeah.
You do as told.
Mhm.
You do as told. You don't fuck around. You just give them what they ask for and let them go on their merry way. At that point, then you hit the panic button, and my job, is to make sure everyone in that bank is safe. My job is not to detain anybody
Right.
beyond any kind of merit, not to delay in issuing funds. Like, if my tellers know, you can slip the note, do what you asked, let that person go on their merry way.
Now,
Your
before
job
you
is
go
to
any further,
get them out.
do you tell them to read the note?
No.
Are they to read the note and then know where to go from there? Like if the note doesn't say,
Oh yeah, you
put
read
everything in
the
the
note,
bag. You don't put everything in the bag.
Right.
You just read the note first and
Right.
say, hey,
read the note first.
it's not a robbery, or
Right, you gotta judge the assess. Now,
Somebody might write a note that says "Have a nice day."
right. At the same token, what Rel said, ain't nobody robbing ever in the history of banks put their own goddamn debit card in the goddamn machine. Ain't nobody. I don't care how stupid you are.
Yeah, right. No.
You ain't putting your own debit card in. I don't want to go too far down the line, but yeah, that basic is read the note, do as they say, move on. After they leave, hit the panic, do what you got to do, pull cameras, do all that, but assess the situation first. Not once in my banking career have I ever heard of a teller get a note, go to the back, get on the phone, call 911, get the manager involved, read the note to the 911 operator and say, I think so. I don't know. Like that shit never happens. I told you I was hot when I read this. I was hot when I read it. I got more pissed off as I saw it happen from the body cams of the officers.
You have ID on you?
I got everything on me.
Where at?
With the thing I'm trying to explain to you right now, sir, you know, listening to me.
I'm listening.
If you come on my right side, I got a badge on hanging off my hip, my work badge. And it'll tell you everything about me. And if you just run my name, you'll understand why you should take me off these cuffs. You can not do it.
This is your name?
It's gonna be really bad for you. Yes,
Okay.
That's my name.
So Ryan Coogler, okay.
Cooks with Coogler. Just put it in Google. I'm really trying to keep it from being a bad day on your job, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Black man and black man, bro.
Hey, Ryan. My supervisor's gonna go out.
Just hang tight right there. I'm gonna talk to you first.
Just one shake, bro.
So what?
Just one shake. Somebody take my glasses off my face. I'm finna have a panic attack, bro.
I got you. You need some air?
I mean, I gotta be honest with you, man. I just can't believe this, man. Is that my family's baby nurse? Y'all have her detained right now?
Who? Sit here.
The baby nurse, the Filipino woman that was in the back seat. Did y'all have her detained right now?
Yes, she's being detained at this point. All right. Can you, did the officers explain what's going on while we're out here?
Not really, man.
All right, so we got a call based.
I heard somebody ask me if I passed a note.
Yeah.
This might have been one of these dudes with.
So basically, we got a call, and from what we got the call, it seems like someone was trying to rob the bank. Something about you passing a note to the teller, something to that effect. Can you just tell me what's going on? Or?
Yeah, bro. It's a medical assistant that works in my house that prefers to be paid in cash. Every time I make a withdrawal to pay her, because it's a large amount, she works a lot.
Yeah.
If I don't write down on a note how much I went out, and then I don't want it ran through the money counter right there at the desk, the whole bank ends up looking at me because they just hearing money going through the account, and I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe getting money out like that. So every time I go to withdraw it, I put the amount, the account I want to take it out of, and then I put my own card in, and then they usually take. Like always, just get the money from me. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I don't understand.
So
what's going on.
well, that's like I said, that's the reason why we're out here, and that's the reason why we detained everybody, because we didn't know exactly what was going on. So you make.
But I was trying. But I gotta be honest with you, man. Y'all never asked me what's going on. So
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we in those situations.
Y'all drew weapons down on me. You know what I'm saying?
Where's your ID? In this pocket?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
And my team shit and my baby nurse is getting thrown in the back of the car, bro, handcuffed. You know what I'm saying? It's a problem. I need everybody's name.
They're writing all your.
I need everybody's name. You know what I'm saying? And I need to find out who made that call in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I
It came
mean?
from the bank.
Yeah.
Came from the
I need
bank.
to find out who made the
That's
call.
fine. That's fine. You have all right to do so.
Yeah, I got.
But I just want you to understand what my sergeant advised you on the nature of the call. That's all I need you to understand.
Have you ever considered speaking to them before you make a transaction like that? Have you ever had something like this happen?
Have I ever been arrested?
No.
Wait, what?
Listen to what he's saying.
Have you
Listen.
ever?
No, I am listening.
Okay. have you ever considered speaking to them about what it is you're trying to do prior to doing?
So can I explain something to you, bro? I went to CVS out here the other day to get a vaccine. I came outside and somebody was smoke in the parking lot. You know what I'm saying? I was getting a vaccine.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to fuck around out here, bro. Like, I'm not saying out loud how much money I'm taking them. That's why I'm writing it down.
I'm not talking about speaking to somebody like that. I'm saying, hey, can I speak to a manager in an office somewhere? Have you ever considered doing something like that?
I'm gonna consider it now that y'all fucking drew guns on me. I was trying to take money out. But up to this point, at every Bank of America I ever gone to in my entire fucking life, just never happened.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
So y'all explaining y'all perspective, right? Yeah. Y'all the ones with guns and vests. You know what I'm saying? What's my perspective? What's my perspective?
I know
at the bank, she never said it was a fucking problem, bro. Yeah. I said, hey, is that gonna be okay with you? She said, yeah. I put my own card in, put my own pin in. She asked to see my ID. I gave it to her. Yeah. And she goes in the back, and I'm waiting for the and then the people keep coming out. Hey, they taking care of you. They taking care of you. Everything, it's taking a little while. Next thing I hear fucking Glocks. Yeah. I hear Glocks getting pulled out. That's what I hear.
You're a Glock.
I hear Glocks getting pulled out from unholstering. Hey, sir, can I talk to you for a minute? You understand what I'm saying? So you see my perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean,
how many officers you got on there?
It's not, man.
Shout out to the officers. They did everything the way they were supposed to handle that situation.
Yeah, I don't got no beef with them. Like,
no beef with the cops there.
Yeah.
A plus for the Atlanta PD for handling that situation because they de-escalated the situation. No one was hurt. It was cool, calm, and collected. So shout outs to them.
Yeah.
Now get to the bank. Bank of America. BOA. You got a fat F for this. All right. Because your team was not trained properly. I get customers all the time that come in to do large cash withdrawals, and some of them call. Some of them just come in and like, hey, this is what I need. Can you get it from this account? And they want it done discreetly. One, you don't know who's watching you. You don't know who's in the branch. Like you don't know your situation. Shout outs to Ryan though, because he went there alone. Not many people go to withdraw, especially the person who he is at his caliber. Go there do it by their damn self.
To take 12 bands out, totally. Like.
Right. So where the teller messed up at is he swiped his own debit card. No more robbing your banks and swipe your own debit card to get in. That was poor judgment on her part. Second part is the manager was nowhere to be involved. Like not once during the 911 call, during the police body cam, you see the manager anywhere in the picture. Me, I'm sorry. If my team comes to me, messages me, hey, SOS or whatever, you get on there and help out. Ryan Coogler did nothing wrong. He passed the note, say, hey, this is what I want. Just please do it discreetly. Ain't no bank robber gonna tell you to do anything to their account discreetly. And stay there.
We're in my account.
He didn't look agitated. He didn't look impatient. You know, he wasn't fidgeting. Like all the telltale signs that someone's robbing you weren't there at all. I said this in our group chat. He got that treatment because he was black. End of the day, end of story.
She was black too. That's the worst part.
End of story. Some people said, I read some of the comments said, oh, because he wore a mask and sunglasses. Listen, since 2020, everybody in Atlanta comes into the branch with sunglasses and mask on.
Right.
Yeah, he shouldn't have had his mask. Now we shouldn't have masks.
Right. Like I wear transition sunglasses. I go into my branch, you can't see who I am. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of folks there, it left a bad taste in my mouth because shout out to Ryan because he handled it properly. He said, hey, listen, I'm gonna cooperate. Let's go outside. Put my credentials. Just Google me, bitch. Is basically what he told his officers. Just Google me.
How about I swipe my card?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
He swiped his card.
Anything. Who does it say?
Right.
Look at the screen. What does it say?
I mean, none of the
like I have ID.
None of the protocols were followed.
What is this? After I swipe my card, what is your system saying?
Right. He gave his name. He gave the note. He had to have, because of the amount he was taking out. Yes, he had to perform. He had to present ID. So they had all that. No bank robber in the history of the world is going to rob a bank and give you their ID.
Imagine that. Imagine you went to rob the bank, got away, And then he was like, yo, I don't know what you're talking about. I was never in that bank.
Right.
It's like, really?
So-
So we have your ID and swipe the card?
For me,
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like, what?
they picked the wrong person, and what I think even hindsight even more. How many times does this happen to people who aren't Ryan?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like who have those type of funds, but because they're black, they're Spanish, they shouldn't be withdrawing that amount of money. Like, who are you to tell me what I'm entitled to withdraw? You know, especially if I want to do it discreetly. Like, I have a family, I have I have obligations. Like, you don't know who's following me into the branch. You don't know if the person right next to me is someone shiesty and they hear, oh, you got $12,000 going to that cash machine?
They see me leave and I try to book.
Right, I'm gonna follow you home. Like, come on. So for me, fat F on Bank of America. Like, I'm surprised there hasn't been an apology yet to him.
Well,
I
they
think
said
I think
it wasn't public.
the
They said
the
they
manager
definitely
did like one
spoke
of them written statement joints. That was
Yeah,
all I,
because he said he made a statement saying that he spoke with them, whatever, and he's moving on. He's cool with moving on or whatever.
But I mean, all around that could have been much worse.
Yes.
Especially if you had a cop that had an itchy finger. Because at first I got a little worried because that second cop behind him pulls his gun out. I'm like, all right, well, this is gonna escalate really, really quick. And shout out to them that he didn't. He holstered it back. He put the cuffs on him, and they took it outside. So I was worried that it was going to be a gun to his head, and he gets escorted out that way, which would have been bad.
And it was bad to even. I mean, obviously you want to get away from the people in the bank and all that stuff, but it's like, now
right.
it's outside, it's in the public and stuff too. So that there was no wins. Like we said, for the officers, there's no wins in that situation. Their job is to take it away from. Within inside the bank, and then, but then they also handcuffed. He had two more people in the car, and one was I think his child's nanny, and so it was like, okay, these people are handcuffed. They confused too, like
nurse.
Yeah, and they're confused,
nurse.
like why are we being like what just happened? Like what's going on?
That was the getaway driver.
Right.
That was the getaway.
Right. So
First off, his name was Ryan Coogler and not Coogler.
Right, when the officer looked at the ID and looked them up, and they were like, Ryan Coogler? Who are you, sir? Like,
That stuff I have for the officer is he had to write his name down. Like, come on, you know who he is? Like,
they don't know.
Any middle-aged man should know who he is. I'm shocked by that.
I mean, I could understand somebody not know who he is. I could understand him.
I mean, I'm a little shocked that they don't know, but but nobody knew. The bank people didn't know. The officers didn't know. Like, I was a little shocked that nobody was like
nobody.
It's kind of great that zero people knew.
It's funny.
Like if you do like a consensus of 10
you...
people, zero knows who he is. Like,
to me, it's funny that you mentioned Fruitville Station director.
It's not funny. It's on purpose.
And then the cops don't know who he is.
Right. And that's why I prefaced it with that, because again, when they had him cuffed in the car and stuff, when he turned around and saw them, he was confused. Like you could see he was hyperventilating, breathing, like you know what I'm saying? Because obviously
I've never seen a bank robber detained before by a bank. Like, what the fuck?
You know what I'm saying? But as a black man, you know what I'm saying, the initial reaction is I see officers with guns. We've been dealing with that for the last couple of years. And then like you said, like being the director of that movie, it's like, do they know that is this their opportunity to get at me? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just so many thoughts that might be, I'm not speaking for him, but might have been going through his head. But initially it's just literally forget his celebrity and fame. I am a black man. And these officers is ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And I don't, and at this point, I don't know why. Because she told me we all good. The manager, whatever, came and went and said, we all good. Like that, it's business as usual. And he told the officers, I've done this before. Like, yes, I've done this multiple times and it's never been a problem. And it's like, well, now I'm gonna do it a little differently because y'all came through, the Glock's ready to go. So now I'm gonna probably change my process up. But I've been doing it a couple times this way and it's never been an issue. But just like, I can't imagine, I don't know if you guys have ever had like a gun or something that was drawn on you, officers that, you know what I'm saying, we go through and it's like, fam, even in our innocence, you just like we panic. You know what I'm
Even
saying?
at a traffic stop. Even
Yeah.
at a traffic stop.
Yeah.
You panic. You're like nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
When you see the red
it's
and
just
blue
a
lights,
scary
it's still
world.
guns.
Yeah.
Like,
It's just a scary world we live in where you can't go take out money at your own bank and put your own identification in. Like your debit card, your debit card lets you into the like that's your golden fucking ticket. Like you put that in, you put your PIN in, they ask for your ID. All right, it matches. Like
right.
I didn't see anything wrong with what he did. Like I see a day in and day out customer just slip you a deposit slip. They give me a little paper with their breakdown. Hi, good morning. How you doing? Keep it
Well,
moving.
that's the thing. He
like
did do one thing wrong. He wrote in the area where it says, "Do not write in this area."
Yeah, you know that's why he got the guns drawn on him.
You know how them bank robbers they don't follow directions, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. They criminals, be. He's a criminal off that.
You know that was one thing he did, but that was the one issue I did have with the officer though. The lead officer was trying to get him. Do you understand her point of view?
Yeah,
and he's like,
you shouldn't have to.
I'm the one.
But I'd be like, nah. She thinks I'm robbing you guys with my bank information.
Right.
With my Big America card.
Right.
I don't. And she's
like, I have sons.
She's protecting her child from the withdrawal bank robber from his account as a threat to your child.
Like I have sons, you know, we all have nieces and nephews and stuff. I can show my sons that video, and the first thing out of their mouth is gonna be, "What the hell did he do wrong?
Why did he do it right? Yeah, what did he do wrong?
What did he do wrong?" And my answer is gonna be nothing. Nothing. That's the proof right there. That
he chose the wrong branch.
Right.
But
he was the wrong color.
I think he's done business in that branch before. If not, he's done it at other branches. But you know, the only thing I can add to that I don't think anybody mentioned was that was one of his gripes too. Was he wanted to be discreet about it because he doesn't want people to hear that money machine counting out all that money. He doesn't want to be robbed. He doesn't want to be hassled. That's why even more he has glasses. Even if he may not be, you know, A-list celebrity famous like that, there's a chance that somebody is going to recognize him. Hell, he's the only dude in Atlanta.
And he's in Atlanta, like
with a hard Oakland accent. He's probably going to get recognized.
You definitely not from around here, shouting.
You know, like people are always going to confuse him for other one or two people. Too short to E40, and he ain't none of them. So, like, you know, it's
Marshawn Lynch. Don't forget Marshawn Lynch.
And Marshawn. But you know, but he doesn't have hair. Marshawn does.
You're right.
But it's sad that, you know, if you just read the note, because I really think she did not read the note. I think if you just read the note, and then you line it up with the fact that he swiped his card, and you see all that information, because he probably put his PIN number and everything in it.
And that's what she had to read the note because she knew
you have to have ID.
She had to read the note.
But I have a question.
Did you hear the 911 call?
Nah.
Oh, no.
The 911 audio is out there. The 911 audio from her is out there.
Oh, so I thought she before I didn't know she called. I didn't know she called.
No, she called. She was on the phone with 911.
Yeah, so I just told my manager I didn't feel comfortable. So he told me to call police while he, I guess, stalled.
What is on the note, ma'am?
It just says I want to withdraw $12,000. Just be discreet.
Is this an actual customer, or are they trying to rob the bank?
They had a debit card, and he inserted it. He gave me a California ID, but I was like, okay. I was like, how do you want the cash back? And he's like, just look at the note.
And he had no weapons, correct?
Not that I know of. He just has on black sunshades and a black hat.
Is he a black male, white male?
He's a black male. And every time I ask him like a question, please like look at the note.
So, okay.
But he inserted his debit card, and then I asked for his ID. He handed me his ID as a California ID. But I didn't look at his name because I'm just like so
He
shook
did not
up.
look at his
Like,
name.
I don't know what he's trying to do. So I just told him, give me one moment. You know, I have to get my manager.
Okay, so none of his information was even verified. Okay. He might just want to be discreet, but I have police en route.
Yeah, I mean, he might. It just seemed weird.
So that's why I was burning.
So look.
Send
now,
that.
I
Send
guess
that.
by rule.
I gotta cut this in here. I gotta put that in.
I guess by rule, right? And I don't know because I've never been a 911 dispatcher or whatever. I guess by rule, they can't be like, miss, this nigga not. So I'm not sending nobody there because you're fucking wild. I guess by rule they can't do that.
But even the operator was like, well, he may want to be discreet.
Right,
I
just want to be discreet.
Yeah.
That literally throws away everything that needs to be said.
Yeah. I didn't know she called. I thought she hit the button.
Oh, she called.
She did it on the low.
That makes it worse.
So she
sounds like an idiot too. He put his debit card in and he gave me his ID, but I didn't look him up.
That also tells me she never went to her manager.
No.
That's what that tells me. That tells me she never went to her manager.
Any manager with a brain would have been like, well, did any manager with a brain would have been like, well, did his ID match or what is his name? Or does it? She'd be like, well, I didn't look at it. Then he'd be like, the manager be like, how the fuck do you look at his name?
Right.
And how did you not match his ID to his name on his account?
To even take it a step further, if you think you're being robbed, at no point are you supposed to walk away from your station to go do something else because what's gonna happen afterwards?
Right.
You don't let off.
Because he thinks you about to go do something. He was about to go like, yo.
What do you think he wants you to go to the back?
Like, sir, I understand. I gotta pee though, so give me a second. So like, nah, you can't go nowhere.
And that's why he was standing there thinking, because she came back and said, nah, we good. I just gotta go check something. So he thinking, all right, no doubt. She back there calling the police.
To me, you know what? Fuck retraining. Fire her ass.
She needs to go. She needs to go. Honestly, in my opinion,
there is no retraining. Like, be a cashier at the fucking Piggly Wiggly for all I give a fuck about. Like, you get out of here with that shit. Like, you ain't check his ID. You know what? Don't even do that because if she has if she has a cash a check at customer service, she gonna mess that up too.
See, I was under the assumption you guys heard the audio.
Nah. That's even wilder. Bro.
Yeah, I didn't.
That's wild. She's get her ass out of here.
I didn't even know that. I thought she pressed the button. I didn't even know there was audio. I didn't even know about that.
Spoke to the cops and basically said, the nigga really ain't do nothing, but I'm uncomfortable.
Right. Now he mad calm. Like he gave me his ID and
everything. I ain't chilling, B. I told him the way he said I like he chilling.
But it's a California ID, so it could be
fake. He didn't get loud. He wasn't agitated. He wasn't aggressive.
The nigga told her it's the California ID. He said that for a reason. Yo, when niggas be scamming and fraud, they have an out-of-state ID. So he want to warn her, like, look, like when you see my shit, it's gonna say California. Yeah.
And he logged into the account though.
Here's the funny thing about it. The freaking dispatcher was like the damn bank manager. So did you check the ID?
Right.
No.
Yeah. Maybe he wants to be discreet.
Maybe he wants to be discreet, but
I guess I want to send somebody, but
because I guess he had to imagine if he didn't, right? And then Ryan did just start wilding. Then it'd be like she called the cops and the chick was like, nah, they're not gonna send the cops. You know, so like she can't not send them.
But like you said, the dispatcher did their job. The dispatcher did their job.
Yeah.
You have to you can't be like, nah, this judgment call, it's not that serious.
Yeah.
You gotta just send them out there. Like you gotta do that. I'm not mad at the dispatcher.
This actually lines up with it actually explains why the officers didn't come in there guns blazing or guns out focused on them. Because even, I guess, from how dispatch explained it, was like, this might not be a legit, thing.
I'm sure the dispatcher said
they don't tell them. When they send them, they don't tell them to not go. That's how they go in. They were ready for that. he didn't have a weapon, so they didn't need to. But they had it out.
Come in drawn like saying police.
Nah.
Like, they ain't come and saying police. But
in that situation, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. If they were aware that he was armed, then they wouldn't even come in.
Right.
They would have to set up the perimeter first and do all that stuff we see in the movies and but make sure they don't get nobody gets harmed. But they knew that they could walk in there, but they had their weapons ready to go.
Alarm.
They had their weapons ready to go.
Alarm. This shit would have went left way early.
Right. Possibly.
Yeah, she had the silent alarm. Yeah, because like they would have thought something was really going down.
Right.
If she had the silent alarm.
So Lou, you gonna use this as a training tool for your staff going forward?
Listen, I hired 98% of my staff. They fucking know better. my staff know better. Don't ever do some dumb shit like that. Like, you ain't gonna have me on here on World Star looking fool. Fuck out here.
It's crazy because even when I worked at Best Buy and we was doing the credit card applications, I had better. I was better informed than this lady was. Like I knew to look at ID and get information. Like I didn't even do that, to be in that depth, but I knew to look at ID. And it's like if somebody's doing like for her to do that,
man. But she lucky Ryan's cooler because me, I would have been like, all right, we good. All right, I'm about to go spaz the fuck off on her right now. So
I want to know if he heard that call because he. I mean, so we saw in the video.
It's out there.
He took the officer's names down.
He might have,
He wanted to get her. So I don't know if he might have heard that call yet. But if he does follow up on this situation,
listen.
He might.
If I'm Ryan, I'm King Petty, and I want to be Bank of America's marketing specialist. I'll be on all the fucking billboards everywhere in that branch. She walk in every day, she see my face. I'm marketing.
Yeah, because that's wild. Like, so yeah, that's crazy. And like we said, it's in Atlanta. I mean, race aside, but like she had no idea who it was, and of course she had no idea who it was because she ain't look at the ID. She didn't look at the name on the account or nothing. She let him log into the account, but she just ignored that completely. So she did look at the note though. She knew how much he was taking out because again, they said. The computer knew that it was going over 10,000, so it set up the the notification, or she might have just said that. Who knows? She might have just said that to say, "Oh, excuse me, I got to go talk to the manager." 911. Yeah. Listen, this. I don't know if Ryan's gonna pursue anything further. He said he wasn't, but I don't know if you heard that.
He's not from right here.
He don't look like the type. Yeah. So like. He handled it calm. He handled it collectively. Like the officers explained it to him well. Man, a big F you to Bank of America.
Like I said, my only issue with the officer was just that whole trying to get him to see her point of view, and I'm like, yo, her point of view is irrelevant. I'm out here.
Well, that's the officer trying to just de-escalate it, like to end it. Like you see where she's coming from, right?
Y'all wasn't aiming at her. Y'all was aiming at me. Y'all came and got me. F her point of view. She behind some glass. Like. She walked away. She was going. She could have dipped. Like her point of view is, "I'll be right back." Psych. Like she could have been gone for all I know. So, f her point of view. I don't care about her perspective. My perspective is, I was in cuffs. You got my peoples in cuffs. Y'all had the guns ready to go. Do you understand my perspective? Like I'm the one here who's the victim. Like I am not a criminal. You know what I'm saying? And that was my only issue with the cop. Like the cop was on some. Trying to make it a teachable moment for him, and it was just like, let's go talk to her now. let's go tell her about how she wasted your time, officer. Let's go back in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to be teaching them lessons, let's go talk to her. You know what I'm saying? And that was my only issue with it. Like I was just with the cops. Other than that, they did what what you would expect of them to do. They made sure nobody got harmed in the situation. You know what I'm saying? And it was just, when I first saw it, I felt the way, but now with the audio and all that, I'm really like, this is crazy. This is crazy.
Yep.
Does anybody bank with Bank of America?
I do.
Yeah, go continue banking with Bank of America?
I do.
I would never go to that branch.
I can. I just don't walk into a branch. You know what I'm saying?
I would never go to that branch.
I rarely walk in a branch anyway. And
then
I ain't withdrawing $12,000.
As I'm saying, I ain't got a large amount to withdraw.
Listen, 200, 300 in my pocket, I get nervous. Like I feel him. Like I said, hey,
it just made no. It was no. She had no foundation to even be nervous. Like, and she didn't even get the information. Like, read the note. Let the note say I'm robbing it, but get nervous then. Like, you know, like, and even then, be nervous because it's normal, it's natural. But I'm sure, and I'm sure Lewis could back this up. As a bank employee, you have to be trained in the event that you're being robbed. Like they wouldn't have you in there just you got to guess what to do when somebody says, "Give me the like." I'm sure there's training on that. Like it has to be. Like
yeah, absolutely,
yeah, I mean,
absolutely. It just puts a bad taste in my mouth. Like I read the article and as I went through it, my head was just like, that's wrong. Like this doesn't add up. It makes no sense. Like that's not protocol. And then I heard the audio and I was like, she's way wrong. That's not how you handle it. And then now you just sent me the video from the police point of view. I'm like, yeah, he got railroaded. Like she literally had his life in her hands.
That's all it takes.
And that's the part that gets brushed under it. Like he's forgave her and stuff like that. But again, had it been a cop, trigger happy, who maybe had a bad experience with a bank robbery, fidgety, hairline trigger,
right?
You know, Ryan could have turned around and it could have been pop, pop, pop to his chest. So that's the part that bothers me the most. That she was so nonchalant with the situation because. At the end of the day, you're putting your fellow employees at risk. You're putting customers at risk. You're putting yourself at risk for something to happen because you just nonchalantly were like, I think he's robbing me. Like you can't have a Barbie mentality when doing something like this. Like you got a bunch of people's lives in your hand, and to be like, oops, I didn't do my job to the full extent because I didn't want to.
The slightest thing could have been. She said, "Oh, the ID says Ryan Coogler, but I don't think that's him." Right? She could have thought, "Oh, it's a fake ID. He's pretending to be this famous guy." You would have gave her the benefit then.
Okay, but could you imagine if he spooked easily? Like if he got scared and that phone went
right,
and the cop behind him just heard a boom. Like it could have been open. And then he has no clue what's going on.
He's thinking it's
none.
They getting the money. They taking care of me.
Right.
Business as usual.
Even if she didn't look at ID and said her name and would have said that, what the fuck did it say on that goddamn screen though?
And that's what I'm saying. If she did her job, we wouldn't come down on her so hard. You know what I'm saying? Because if she didn't do her job, saw the account, and then she'd be like, "Yo, I think it's not him. It might be a fraudulent." If, instead of saying bank robber, maybe it's a fake. Somebody stole his ID or something like that. Then we be like,
in that instance, then all she would need to do is involve a manager. She wouldn't involve the customer.
Exactly.
So she wasn't sure about who he was.
Yeah.
Then you go get your manager. Like the police don't know who he is. How they
right. She was just completely wrong. Like it's no, she's wrong. And I don't.
There's no saving her. Not after the audio.
I don't care about her point of view. She was wrong. She's completely wrong.
You've seen so many Karen videos of what Lou said. One phone call, you put somebody's life in your hands.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is make that one phone call. Cops come ready to go because all it takes one phone call that fucks somebody else up. No.
But ladies and gentlemen, listening, watching, tell us what y'all think. Give us y'all point of view on this. You know what I'm saying? You know, you seen the video, heard the audio, seen the note, like. Let us know if you see another side of this, because it's cut and dry.
Maybe we missed it.
Right, like what is?
Maybe there's a case where somebody stole their own money from a bank, and we
like you robbed yourself.
And yeah, maybe
give me my money.
And then maybe it was like it's those banks that like try to keep you like financially smart. So like somebody came in and like want to get $12,000. They was like, yo, but you're like $50,000 in debt. You can't take this. Like, think about your family. And they was like, what? And pulled their gun out and then demanded them give them their own money. Maybe something like that happened and we have no idea.
Trust me, listen, I ain't no movie director, but I'm guessing Ryan has a little more than 12K in his account.
You know, there's a couple of commas in that account.
Like, your common sense is like, all right, there's 100 million, like 100,000, and you only want 12.
I'm sure you see the balance, the total balance. So
if she looked at any of that, like
nothing was
sure
like that,
she
man.
was like, nah, he's writing notes, B. We out of
You know
here.
what?
Yeah, we
Robbing
out of here.
himself, the Ozarks. The Ozarks. You ever watch the Ozarks? Like how Jason Bateman's character, he took out I forget how much it was, like damn near $1 million he took out from his own thing. And you know, and they had the feds come and so forth to that. Like that's then what he did. He said she tried to say that he was robbing himself. So she was saving him from himself.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. Like I said, there's no way around it. It's just weird. Like I said, hey, like you said, she pulled a Karen move. It just goes to show you Karen ain't just white women. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we look at ourselves and judge and get nervous and get scared. You know what I'm saying? So we can't just say it's always just white people. Sometimes we judge our own folks, and this is a perfect case of that. You know what I'm saying? In Atlanta.
Yep.
And we're you know, Atlanta's the new Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? This is like they filming everything down there now. But again, to know that, you really had to know who you talking to, and she really had no idea who it was. Didn't even look at the ID or nothing. So all that is irrelevant anyway, because you got to at least be aware of who you're talking to even
who
be
the fuck you talking to?
aware of a celebrity or not. So it don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Even when they log into the account, I'm gonna ignore that. You know, they give you ID, I'm gonna ignore that. But